So you can see that there's a lift cord that enters into the headrail here and comes up through this cord guide and comes off to the side over here. And this other lift cord goes all the way down to the other end of the headrail and down through the cord guide over there. You want to make sure that these cords don't get twisted. When they start getting twisted, that's an easy way of making the cord lock fail. So with these two cords, I take them so that I've got them both together, so that they're the same length, just like this. Sometimes our production ladies will burn those ends together to make it easier to thread the cord lock. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two lift cords through the body of this part. And I need to open it first because that pin is going to be in the way of a proper assembly. So I lift this up and then hold that in that position and then push these cords through the bottom of that pin and then all the way through. It's kind of like a little tunnel all the way through the part so I see it come out the other end. And as soon as I see them come out the other end, I can then pull them straight. So then I take the cord lock housing, and there's two ways you can put the cord lock housing on this part. This way it's completely flush. You can see that it's embedded. But if I have that the wrong way around and I try to put it in this way, it has some. You can see that it has a little bit of movement, and that's enough for it not to be able to get back into the headrail. So it's important that when this cord lock goes back into the cord lock housing, it's completely flush and you don't get any movement out of it. So it looks exactly like that. Then I simply continue to pull these lift cords through so I can put it back in the headrail without getting this kind of a tangle going on. Pull that out, pull this out. So now the lift cord's nice and straight and no twisting. And put this back into the headrail like this. And as I'm pushing it in, just pick up the slack on the cord, on the lift cords. Continue to push it in, pick up the slack, and push it all the way in. So now what I want to do is I want to take the two lift cords as they come out of the headrail in exactly the same order. So I keep them separated like this. And I want to put them into the end cap in their corresponding, in this case with two cords, I put them into the middle window, the two holes that are right here. Just like that. So then when I look at it from the other side, you can see that both cords are going over these little steel pins, we call them, and that's to make sure that they have a surface that they can't cut into. The steel will resist any friction inside the headrail, inside the end cap, whereas if they were going over plastic, like here, if the cords come through here, then eventually with enough heat and friction, this will be cut through with the cords. So always make sure the cords are going over the steel pins. Then what I do is I take the last one, the release cord, and I make sure it's on the bottom, because I'm going to place it through the bottom, one of the bottom windows in the end cap, just like this. So you can see that the end cap, the hobbling cord or release cord comes through, and it doesn't need to go over steel because it only ever moves about a ½ inch when the shade is being lowered. So at this point I can move the cords all out of the way, pull the cords all the way through, and assemble. I want to make sure that the release cord is in its correct position and the lift cords are in their correct position, and then I can put the end cap on, which will separate all those cords and keep them in the position I just put them in, just like that. And just keep that in place, I'm going to take the little buttons, push them all in, and that's the end cap finished. So now I'm going to take the end cap and put it back into the headrail, again making sure that the cords are not twisted. I push that in, it'll lock in place. And now what I want to do is I want to take these lift cords and run them through the loops on this cord here. Hopefully you can see them. It's a kind of monofilament loop. You just take these two cords again. That's why our production ladies like to melt them together with a match or with a lighter. Take these two cords, put them through the loops, and then go down through all the loops, making sure that the available loop area is protected from any child getting their hands or their head into the loop. And that's what it would look like once it's finished. Then I want to take this release tassel and take my cord and push the cord into one of the holes on the top, the largest hole. And as I push that through, you'll see it just come through on the top. Then I'm going to tie a single knot, just like that, and pull down tight on it to get the knot to set. And normally I would cut any remaining piece of cord off that knot and then burn it a little bit to stop it from potentially unraveling it. But that one, luckily for me, was done pretty flush. So then I want to take the lift cords, and there's essentially a pathway for the cords through the release tassel, this waffle-shaped thing here. And this is the back of the tassel, so I can see the knot from the release cord. And I take my two cords and I put them under the first piece of plastic. Keep pushing them through, over the second piece of plastic, and then under the third piece of plastic, and they'll go over the last piece of plastic as they exit that release tassel, just like that. And that cording method ensures that when you're holding the part, you have complete control over the speed the cords pass through the part when you're lowering the shade. Then all you need to do at the bottom of these two last cords is either put individual tassels on each one or individual ball tassels, just by taking your standard little nylon or metal washer, tying knots around that, and then putting the wrong order, putting the tassel on first, then the little washer, depending on what kind of tassel they use, then tying off on that, and that will finish that off.